Okay, actually puts up Felix higher than Piers, and Felix is currently lower, so that's going on him. This is a wild coat, even though it puts up his speed. Okay, I really want to... Okay, 260, 264. So Shiba will have the same speed. But I think having a Piers with more speed than like one... He has the lowest speed, so I'll give this to him. So this puts up Felix to 208. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna give this to Piers because, yeah. Now let's just take a quick look at. I doubt this will put up Felix. Yeah, it puts him down by a few points. Oh, and wait, I know the steel vest not gonna do anything, but logo came off, and naturally it puts down Piers by now. But see how long we kept that shield. There are some kids that are down here. It has been many years since a new child was born in Lemuria. Lemurians love children, but they only remain children for such a short time. We are the only children in Lemuria. I often wish there were other children to play with. Oh, must be when you mind read one of them. Are there other children in the lands beyond the Sea of Time? Are they other people? Okay, it's not that. It's then this one. You mind read this one. Everyone spoils me so much. I don't ever want to grow up. But in another 20 or 30 years, I will be an adult. Oh well, at least it's some kind of change. And this is the House of the Senate, which is made in cheap wood. This is the only time you could enter this place, but it's not really anything. This is all these old guys around the table. And here. Okay, now we've done all the fun stuff in Lemuria. It's time to get on with the story, which is in this house. Are you the travelers that came here with Piers? I'm sorry it has taken me so long to visit, Uncle. Piers, you are alive! Yes, I managed to survive against a great many trials. What a fascinating coincidence. We stumbled across Piers' uncle's house. Okay, so you're just talking with his uncle. That helps a lot. I only hear how young Piers has become a mighty warrior. By his sister, Piers' mom. Where's my mother? We've been so busy since we arrived that I haven't had a chance to see her. I always wondered, did Piers actually live with his uncle? So now that I think about it, this place is a mess. What happened? Mother is always so neat. No, she hasn't fallen ill again, hasn't she? Has she? Is there still illness in Lemuria? My mother was born with a weak heart. Piers, I'm sorry. Your return comes too late. After the tidal wave washed you to sea, your mother suddenly fell ill. The shock of losing you was too great for her poor heart. She held out hope for your safe return till the very end. Perhaps your mother gave herself up to ensure your survival. Does that not sound like your mother? Where is she now? She rests in the cemetery now. Check the headstones. You will find her. Should we follow Piers? No! Right, Piers probably needs some time alone right now. Wait! I asked that you leave Piers to We were just going to wander around. You came to Lemuria to learn more of alchemy, did you not? I suspected as much. Piers was right to bring you here. Piers told me his secret, the mission he was given by His Highness the King. Even had the tidal wave not carried Piers off, he would have left, such was his fate. You look confused. Piers told you about this, did he not? Curious, I can't understand why he would do that. If Lord Conservado had not led to the Senate to oppose him, he would have left sooner. I wonder what news Piers has brought with him. Anyway, I do not know why he has brought... I do know why he has brought you here. Felix, don't tell me that he hasn't at least told you that much. Did Piers tell you nothing before bringing you here to Lemuria? Fortunately, I know a little more than that. While Piers confers some time, I shall write you a letter so that you can see Lunpa. Lunpa has locked himself in his tower and rarely comes out, but if I send this, he will see you. A board to carry this to his tower, and Piers, if you just want to see, he's right there. But I never checked if I could talk to him. Mother, why have you left me? Okay. I never checked that out. Lumpa's right here. Now, I'm curious. What if you don't have someone... What if Piers has Latch? Honestly, I'm amazed that anyone can travel so far across the world in this age. Say, Piers isn't with you, and why not? His mother passed away. He's gone to visit her grave. Of course, his mother. He loved her dearly. Terrible loss. Must be hard on him. Well, Piers may not be here, but we still have much to discuss. Piers brought you. You must be working to break the seal on alchemy, right? Ah, Piers has done well in finding you. What mission could the good King Hydros have assigned to Piers? What? Piers has told you nothing of his mission? Really? So you actually have nothing to do at all with alchemy? Our parents were kidnapped by the Fire Clan far to the north. We are only firing the lighthouses weekends to gain their freedom. King Hydros told me that Venus and Mercury have been ignited once again. Was that your doing? I'm afraid I know nothing of any Northern Fire Clan. But that doesn't explain you, sir. You're clearly not related to these two. What are your goals? And what about Sheba? Kraden joined us on this quest on behalf of Lord Babby of Toby. Babby! I only know of one man named Babby, but it couldn't. Master Lunpa, the Babby we speak of, is the same man you knew long ago. Ah, so he's still out there, living in the outside world. Well, that might not be the most accurate way of putting it. Most accurate? My, you certainly have an odd way of turning the phrase. He was living, yes, until recently, that is. So, Babby passed away, but only recently, you say? When he finally ran out of his mystic draughts, his spirit began to wane. And I no longer know anyone in the world outside. But aren't you Lunpa, the righteous thief? I was called that once, long, long ago in a galaxy far, far away. Why do you ask? I bet there's at least one person in the outside world whom you still know. I have no idea. Who would that be? There's a town called Lunpa in northern Angara. A man named Lunpa lives there. I settled that village, and Lunpa, he is my son. Now your grandson, Dodonpa, rules over the village. Rules! Rules is a no-sounding word. But it's an accurate one. Lunpa, Dodonpa, is an evil thief who has caused much trouble in Angara. What has become of my son? How could he permit such a thing to happen? Master Lunpa, don't you have any idea how old Lunpa is? He is as I am, an old man. He may be even older than I am. If this news outrages you, why don't you go and set Dodonpa straight? If only I could. Is this the only reason we're here, to bring news of the outside world? No. It's just I am sorry we were sidetracked. We have much more to discuss. But before we begin, there is one thing I must ask. You don't mind, do you, Felix? Of course not. I knew you'd agree. I have discussed this with none but Felix, but I have my own reasons for this quest. What do you mean? Only I have my own reasons for wanting to see the beacons lit again? Why are you telling us all of this now? Because I feel like this quest is deeply linked to Lemuria. I thought it odd that Lord Babby should order me to research alchemy. Hey, wait a minute, is this what you promised to tell us once we reach Lemuria? Yes, may I continue? Long ago, before alchemy's power was sealed, there were many civilizations as advanced and cultivated as Lemuria. At the moment that alchemy was sealed away, most of those civilizations began to wane, until eventually they vanished. I have formed certain theories now, suggesting that this may be related to the seal on alchemy. And if you look at Lunpa, you'll notice that he's doing some little weird things, like, anyways, he's noticing some stuff in Kieran's theory. Let me get this straight. You thought you couldn't tell us this until we were in Lemuria? And you only wanted to come to Lemuria to test your theories and see if you were true? But even if everything you say is true, what does it all mean? If your theories are correct, the world itself will wane and vanish, won't it, Kraden? Piers never spoke of this to you, did he? If you came to this theory on your own, you are indeed a wise scholar. We would do well to trust you. What do you mean? King Hydros and I, as well as others in Lemuria, hold the same beliefs as you do, Kraden. You do? Civilizations thrive by building upon the knowledge of the past. Knowledge gained in one generation should be taken even further by the next. Thus, knowledge and learning continue to grow. This is the natural course of civilization. But where is the world today? The great civilizations of old have all widowed and vanished. We are all isolated and alone. You have encountered many cultures in your travels. Are any of them capable of building the great sanctums and lighthouses you have seen? No, they are not, but this is not the only sign of the decay you have terrorized. Wait, I actually said terrorized? I don't know, I mean Terry or whatever, Terry.